just a little bit windy there in Queensland, Australia. That was a video from Friday from Tropical Cyclone Narelle. And it got pretty darn strong. When it hit Queensland a couple of days ago, it came in as a Category 4 equivalent. Now, I want to just get this out of the way right now because, you know, a lot of us, most of the viewers here, I'm sure, are in America, and we call them hurricanes here. It's the same exact type of storm that we're looking at here. It's just called a cyclone or a severe cyclonic storm. You know, you go up over to the West Pacific, places like Japan, they call it a typhoon. It doesn't matter. They're all literally the same thing. So here's where it's at right now. And of course, Darwin is the biggest city that's being impacted by it. It's not as strong because it's moved inland, but this right here is Queensland. Okay, this is the Northern Territories. You can see the different parts of Australia. This storm came in from the northeast, and it moved basically across two different peninsulas. I mean, that's basically what it's doing right now, and it's going to exit out into the Indian Ocean here and then probably move pretty darn close to the coast as it moves down toward the south. So I don't think this thing is done yet. In fact, let me show you the full loop so you can visualize this. So I'll take it all the way back to Wednesday afternoon, and you can see the storm right here. It's moving from east to west. Another thing that you'll notice that's much different than a storm that we would see here in America is that it's spinning clockwise. Everything is the opposite when you go to the southern hemisphere, right? Low pressure spins clockwise there. High pressure would actually spin counterclockwise. And so here it comes. You can see what a beast of a storm it was when it came into Queensland and then got out into the bay there and re-strengthened a bit. This was on Saturday, and then it rolled into the Northern Territories here. And so, again, it loses a lot of its wind strength once it moves over land. And then, of course, it becomes a big rain problem. You know, I'm kind of curious what the impacts have been down on the ground. So I want to bring in now actually somebody who's in Australia. Let's bring in Matt Cunningham. He's from Sky News, Northern Australia, correspondent there. He's down in Katherine, which is about 200 miles south of Darwin, a little over 300 kilometers south of there. Matt, thank you so much for the time tonight. I see a lot of water behind you. I imagine the wind's probably not too bad anymore, but like how bad have the impacts been?
Yeah, the wind's not bad here in Katherine. The wind was severe as it crossed the coast in far north Queensland on Saturday morning. As you were saying, Category 4 tropical cyclone at that time. We were talking about wind gusts of 250 kilometres per hour. So trying to do a bit of a conversion here, I think that's about 120 miles per hour. Some of those wind gusts as they went through some of those parts of far north Queensland. Remarkably, it crossed the Cape York Peninsula in far north Queensland without doing too much significant damage to any critical infrastructure. There were plenty of trees down, but no essential services and the like really knocked out. That's really because the area that it crossed through was a sparsely populated area, that area in the Cape York Peninsula. A couple of small Aboriginal communities in that area, but no highly populated areas. Now, we then saw Tropical Cyclone Narelle move into the Gulf of Carpentaria. So that's the body of water between Queensland and the Northern Territory where I am now. It re-intensified and again became a Category 3 system, a severe tropical cyclone when it crossed the Northern Territory coast. That was on Sunday morning. Again, there were plenty of trees down, but thankfully no serious injuries, no deaths as it moved through. The concern now, though, is for where I am now, the town of Katherine, and that's because this is an area that's already been hit by a lot of flooding over the past few weeks. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Katherine River, that's that body of water that's behind me here, reached a peak of 19.2 metres. That's the highest it's been since 1998. So the town of Katherine, a town of about 10,000 people here in the Northern Territory, was flooded at that stage. About 1,500 homes went underwater, and there are real concerns that we could see major flooding here again in the next 24 hours. That's because ex-tropical cyclone Narelle, as it's de-intensified into a tropical low, has dropped up to 150 millimetres of rain in some of the catchment areas for the Katherine River. So it's going to be a nervous 24 hours or so here in Katherine as we wait to see exactly how bad the flooding from this system will be.
Yeah, so how often do you guys get storms like this, right? I know that very often they'll come in out of the northeast. You know, the Queensland area, I feel like maybe gets hit a little bit more than the Northern Territories. Is that the case? Maybe give us an idea of what your typical cyclone season is like down there.
Well, Queensland, the east coast of Queensland does tend to get hit more often because it's more exposed. So the Northern Territory has a bit of protection from a few different areas, but there have been some pretty intense cyclones that have hit the Northern Territory over the years. The most significant of those was Cyclone Tracy back in 1974, the most destructive cyclone that we've ever seen in Australia. More than 70 people killed in Cyclone Tracy just over 50 years ago. This season's been really interesting as well. This is the 7th severe weather event that we're dealing with this wet season in the Northern Territory. So the Northern Territory is a huge body of land, about 1.4 square million kilometres of land right in the middle of Australia, what most people would refer to in the US as the Australian outback, but it's sparsely populated. Only about 250,000 people live in the Northern Territory. But we have been hit by severe weather events. We had Tropical Cyclone Fina back in November hit Darwin, the earliest we've seen Darwin impacted by a tropical cyclone. We've seen flooding down in Alice Springs near Uluru, and we've also now seen the impacts of Tropical Cyclone Narelle and its aftermath here in Katherine, following on from the floods, the severe floods we had here in Katherine just 2 weeks ago.
Well, this is really interesting stuff. Hey, I really appreciate the time tonight. Matt Cunningham from Sky News, learning a little bit about how things work down there in Australia. Thank you again for the time tonight. We appreciate it.
No worries at all. Great to talk to you.